Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I've got my somewhat late pan that / every palette update. Yeah, kind of slow progress this month. We'll talk through it, but I am working on panning the ABH Sultry palette. This is the oldest palette in my collection. At the end of the year, I will be saying goodbye. So my goal this year is just to hit pan in every shade and use it as much as I can. And we are in the last couple of months, which is kind of wild to think about. So I'm going to insert quickly a clip of what it looked like last month. I don't know how much difference you're going to be able to see. And this is what it looks like this month. So, you know, kind of the same, I would say, maybe a little bit of a difference, but I really didn't get as many uses on this as I was hoping to this month. So let's talk through these shades in here. I have my little note sheet. So I went on vacation I was away from home for like 12 days and I did not bring this with me. I brought just like a little mini palette with me. So this did not get about a week and a half, almost 2 weeks worth of use. So that's why my numbers are so low, but I still have, you know, usage to share. So the first shade, I used Rose Quartz, this pink one, once this month for a total of 27 uses this year. So not bad. And then Birch is this warm matte brown that I use in my crease as a transition quite a bit. I used this 8 times for a total of 69 uses this year. It definitely doesn't look any different, I feel like, but I use it all the time. I'm definitely kind of wearing down that top layer, but it is what it is. Okay, then moving to the second row, I've got Twig down here. Twig is a cooler toned matte that I also like in the crease or, you know, transition area. I used Twig 6 times for a total of 60 uses this year. I did use Teak once in the outer corner, and then I also used Cyborg once today. I have it on my lid. So Cyborg is the last shade I need to hit pan on. Everything else is accounted for. So Cyborg is definitely kind of my focus shade. I'd really love to hit pan in it before the end of the year. So I've used Cyborg 10 times this year, just once in the last month. Definitely is like a cooler winter shade for me. Fall is over where I live. All the leaves have dropped. It's definitely starting to become winter. So it's good timing. I think this is going to be kind of my everyday lid shade for a while for like work and everything. Just a quick eye look with that on the lid would probably get me to pan pretty quickly. So that is where I'm at with this palette. Really nothing too crazy, just, you know, chugging along, I guess. It definitely is getting a little tired, the packaging. I had a while where some of these sparkles were kind of falling off. So I sprayed it with hairspray to keep them all on. I do that with my Christmas ornaments, like the glittery ones. I spray them all with hairspray and it keeps them like glued on. So I did it with the palette and it worked. But yeah, it's just definitely rubbing and getting worn like at the seams and stuff. So it's time. It's been a good run. Okay, so that is the first part of this video, is talking about the Sultry palette. I also am working on a pan in every palette, which last month, if you missed that video, I actually have hit pan in every palette that I own, which is crazy. I only own like less than 10, so it's not that big of a deal, but it still is a big deal in that I was able to hit pan in 1 shade from every palette this year, which I'm really, really proud of. I do have 2 focus shades still in my little Z palette that I want to talk through, and then we'll kind of talk about what I want to do for the rest of the year. So the first one is Seashells, which comes from the ColourPop Wild Nothing palette, and I did hit pan on it. So there is a little dip or a little spark of pan. Hopefully you're seeing that. Very exciting. So I'm really happy that I was able to get another pan in that palette. I used this as a lid shade. So what I'm thinking is just, you know, swapping Cyborg out that way. I just would do like a warm brown or a cool brown and throw this on the lid for work every day. And that was that. And then I could do more fun shades on the weekends or whatever. So yeah, I used this 7 times until I hit pan, and once I hit pan I stopped counting, for a total of 31 uses. So from this year I used it 31 times to hit pan. I'm sure I used it a few times in the past, but yeah, 31 this year to hit pan, which is exciting. And that also changed my pan percentage, but we'll talk about that in a moment. So the other focus shade I have in my little Z palette is this shade called Silk Teddy. Ooh, this comes from the ColourPop Wild Nothing palette. I just used it once for a total of 19 uses in this project. It's a really beautiful, like, champagne lid shade. I really like it, but I've already hit pan in other shades in the not Wild Nothing, Bare Necessities palette, so I don't think I'm going to keep focusing on this one. I may leave it in my little Z palette as an option, but it's not going to be something that I'm like actively trying to hit pan on anymore, because I think for the last couple months of the year, I just want to jump around and play. So that's the update from here. As far as pan percentage goes, so last month I had reached 20%, and then I bought a palette. So my numbers are below 20% again, but I did achieve that milestone. I had talked about it, but I didn't have it to share with you. I bought the Alter Ego Canyon palette. This is the dupe palette for the Natasha Denona Bronze. I have really enjoyed this palette so far. I would definitely recommend it. I think it's really, really nice and easy to use. It was inexpensive. So this is what it looks like. A lot of like really nice, warm, orangey bronze shades, of course. So I've been playing with this all month and I've really enjoyed it. I brought this on vacation with me. I didn't really wear that much makeup, to be honest, but it's been nice. So I'm still kind of exploring this palette. I'm not going to set the goal to hit pan in something in here just because I only have a couple months left and I don't really want to start a new palette by like hyper focusing on one shade just to hit pan. So I'm still going to just kind of let myself play, but this did add 15 shades into my total number, you know? So I now have 130 eyeshadow pans in my collection and 24 of them have pan in them. So that is 18.46%. Still very, very good. I do think I have the capability to maybe hit pan in one or two other shades before the end of the year, like a liner shade and a setting shade, or maybe an inner corner highlight or something like that, I think is plausible. But I'm really happy with 18.46%. That's outstanding. So as far as these updates going forward, I will definitely keep you informed on Sultry. I'm still trying to hit pan in Cyborg, of course, so that will hopefully happen this year, but I'm not going to have focus shades anymore from other palettes. I guess if I hit pan on anything, I will mention it and share with you, but it's just, I'm kind of done, I guess. I don't know. I just, yeah, don't want to focus in on this palette and start with like, I don't know, start using a new palette by like hyper focusing just isn't what I want to do, but this is gorgeous. I also know that a lot of people are probably starting to think about what they're going to do for next year. I need suggestions. I don't know what to do. I have kind of thought about a variety of things. I don't really know if I want to like pan a palette. I may do pan in every palette again, where I try another round through all my palettes to hit pan in something. I had thought about maybe doing a half pan where you like take a palette and you hit pan on half of the shades and that's it. I don't really know what I want to do. So if you have any ideas or suggestions, please let me know. I tried the eyeshadow roulette thing before. Not really my thing. I kind of like to be a little bit more strategic than that. So the randomness is hard, but I did enjoy this year. I had like a random palette selection and then chose a shade from there. So maybe something like that. I don't know. Let me know what you like watching and I will take that into consideration. Good thing we have some time before I need to make a decision. But that's going to be it for me today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed and I will see you in my next video. Bye.